Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. Also,
this is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Gold heading back to Lawrence County.
Your home for the County of Champions.
Swing and a miss! A no-hitter in the WPIAL championship game.
The Mohawk Warriors have knocked off the four-time defending champion and are champions again.
The Shenango Wildcats are the WPIAL champions.
Elwood City, WPIAL champions for the first time in school history.
Cox with it. Cox all the way in the jam again. The Red Hurricanes storming their way to another title. Swing and a miss. A one-hit masterpiece.
Turn. Fake it to Maples, keeping himself, coming near side. Can they hit him? No! He got in! He's down! Will he get it? Win the state championship!
Strike three called. Put another notch in the belt for Laurel Spartans three-peat.
And Neshannock is the 2021 2A Girls Champion.
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet. Coming to you live here from Neshannock High School for WPIAL softball on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Today, Neshannock against Laurel in the Class 2A Section 4 rematch for section superiority. On the line, we'll get you all the intros, but first, it is Senior Day here at Neshannock, so we're going to turn it down to field level for the presentation of the one senior on the Neshannock roster here for Senior Day festivities today here at Neshannock High School.
Welcome to the Neshannock Varsity Softball Senior Night, where we will be taking on the Laurel Spartans. We would first like to recognize Laurel's two seniors, Becca Valenci and Jenna Fabian. We will now be recognizing our Neshannock senior, Nalia Nogue. Nalia is the daughter of Dr. Joe Nogue and Mr. Donald Nogue. Her activities include basketball, softball, track and field, peer leadership, National Honor Society, and FBLA. Nalia also plays travel softball for the Ohio Outlaws. She has led her basketball team to 3 WPIAL championships, a PIAA runner-up, and a PIAA state championship. Nalia was named the KDKA 2A Player of the Year, was a state finalist in the 200-meter dash in track and field, and was named first team All-State for softball. Upon graduation, Nalia plans to attend Fordham University to play Division I softball and study pre-med. The Neshannock varsity softball team, coaches, and boosters wish Nalia the best of luck in her future. Mark Walters called 2 communities in his home in Lawrence County. He was dedicated to both when it came to organizing fundraisers and boosting sports programs in these communities. A resident of Mohawk School District and a 1983 Union graduate. Mark loved both communities and his dedication to both was unmatched. He spent countless hours organizing fundraisers for each community. He did it for the kids. He was an avid sports fan, and when he wasn't donating his time, he could be found watching his daughter play softball. A scholarship in his honor is our way of highlighting his selfless legacy in Lawrence County. This year's 2022 Mark Walters Athletic Scholarship winner is Nalia Nogue. Congratulations, Nalia.
You guys see the answer or anything? And abbreviated Senior Day festivities when there's just 3 seniors on the field, only one for the home team, but a fun time to be able to get that, and also to be able to capture the awarding of the Walter Scholarship to Nalia Doge. Again, Neshannock against Laurel here for today's game. Today's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com and the Triple High School Sports Network. Brought to you today by Melee Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbett, Kelly and George, by the Red Zone, by Ponch's Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by the Tri-County Principals Association, and by the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. I'm James Dobson alongside Jim Ferris making his broadcast debut. We're glad to have Jim on board, and I'll tell you what, Jim, when you have a team that's 13-0 against a team that's 11-1 and the three-time defending champion, you know you're about to see a dandy of a softball game here today.
Hello, James. Thank you for having me here today. And you're right. This is proving to be what should be an exciting game. Looking forward to this.
We're gonna have a couple of great pitchers in the circle here today, to say the very least. You start with a sophomore, Autumn Boyd, for the Laurel Spartans, 4-1 on the year. Really, the fact of the matter is, you have a bunch of people who have been in the circle this season for Laurel, between her, Addie Deal, and Grace Kissick. A good variety to be able to use, but it's Autumn Boyd who's been the star. A sub-1 ERA, 56 strikeouts in just 29 innings pitched. The only thing that you can say is that, well, she has the one loss, and that came back earlier in the year against Neshannock. It was throwing their freshman out there, Addie Fry, 9-0 on the year, averaging 2 strikeouts per inning, with a .62 ERA. So 2 pitchers with sub-1 ERAs coming into today's game. Jim, this is going to be absolutely heaven for you in terms of watching some great pitching in the circle here today.
Yeah, sure will be. Looking forward to it. And, the combination of pitchers that Neshannock has and what Laurel has going on the mound, this is going to be good.
Again, Neshannock at 10-0 in section play. Laurel just a game behind at 9-1. Both teams ranked in the Class 2A rankings according to the Trib Live High School Sports Network. This is our
But at the same time, the pitchers know what to expect with each batter in front of them too. So it's a sword that works both ways.
Neshannock at 10-0, 13-0 overall. Laurel 9-1, 11-1 overall. Let's take a look at the starting 9, or actually the starting 10 for Laurel in this case. They will be batting first. The leadoff batter is the pitcher Autumn Boyd, a sophomore. Following is first baseman Addie Deal, another sophomore in the lineup. Third baseman Grace Kissick will hit third. Abby Miles, the designated player, will hit cleanup. Second baseman Grace Zeppelin hits fifth. Alexandra Herr, the left fielder, will bat sixth. Eva Kruth in center field will bat seventh. Maddie Main, the right fielder, will hit eighth. And Alexa Brua, the catcher, will hit ninth. The flex is Georgia Jellyman, the shortstop. So it's Boyd, Deal, Kissick, Miles, Zeppelin, Herr, Kruth, Main, and Brua, the starting 9 out there for the Laurel Spartans. And again, Jellyman will be the flex for Laurel. Coached by Frank Duddy, he'll be at third base. Coach Chris Lombardo will be coaching at first base. As we take a look at the LGKG defensive alignment here for today's game. In the outfield from left to right for Neshannock, Jaden Malaysia, Nalia Nogue, and Kat Nativio. Freshman Gabby Quinn plays third base, Erilyn Nogue at short, Ali Giordano at second base, Hunter Newman the first baseman, Gabby Parad the shortstop catcher for freshman Addie Fry. Again, a .62 ERA, 9-0 on the year. And I know you'll love this number, 90 strikeouts on the year versus just 3 walks. Talk about pounding a strike zone there, Jim.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Those walks can be so damaging in the course of a game. Whether intentional or unintentional, those things come back to hurt you so often. And it looks like Addie has some great control of the ball here, great control of the plate as she's pitching, watching her warm up. And it's going to be interesting to see how aggressive she is on this first pitch, whether this call is going to be a strike, whether she's going to go right after the batter or try to work around her. This is going to be interesting to watch.
A lot of fun. Glad we can bring it here to you at lcsportsnet.com as we're about to get underway. Little pause here as we get everything set up and ready to go here from Neshannock High School. As Autumn Boyd, pitcher on pitcher, to start things off here today. And a nice crowd still making their way in on a brisk May day. And how about that first pitch swinging for Boyd?
She did come right in the strike zone and go after her, and the batter was aggressive, went after the ball here. Let's see, what would you come back with here in the next pitch, James? I think you're going to work around the corner somewhere.
I mean, it depends. Do you try to pound that fastball as early and often, or do you show the mix of speeds here in the early going? Here is the 0-1, and it's lifted back foul towards the elementary school again, so working ahead is Fry, 0-2 the count. 4:18 at time of first pitch, 55 degrees and cloudy. Certainly feels like early May in Lawrence County.
In the box, got the sign.
No ball, 2 strike. This one drilled down the left field line, but out in front as Fry took a little bit off of that one. Count remains 0-2. Boyd, a .444 hitter on the season. These two teams have both clinched berths into the playoffs. Riverside and Mohawk, the other 2 teams of this section that have clinched postseason play. This one drilled the other way. So 4 pitches, 4 strikes, 4 foul balls.
She scattered it both directions, left on the third pitch, right on the fourth.
Seeing the ball well, and gotta like that as a hitter as well. Getting in there, swinging almost like it's batting practice right now. Count mains 0-2. This one misses upstairs on the rise ball. Good discipline there from Boyd. Count now 1-2 to the leadoff batter of this game. Boyd, who had 2 of Laurel's 3 hits in that 6-1 victory for Neshannock. The 1-2. Swung on, tried to check her swing, unable to do so. First strikeout of the game for Addie Fry. 1 away here in the top of the first.
That was pretty interesting as she took a look at that 5th pitch up high and coming back with that 6th pitch, that same fastball, a little bit on the high side, just tempted her too much, it looks like.
So brings up lefty Addie Deal. First one misses outside. Oh, I'm sorry, caught the outside corner for strike 1. It is tough to tell. We have the elevated view, and it makes just a little bit of a tough time for us in the booth, you get the great view from outside as another one catches the outside corner for strike 2. And if you're a pitcher, you're loving the widened black on the outside corner on those 2 pitches.
Let's see if she takes advantage of that through the course of this game.
No balls, 2 strikes. Working out again. This one swung on and fouled away. And you hope if you're on the other side that Laurel fans in the dugout are saying the exact same thing. 0-2 the count. To Deal, who has a team high 16 ribbies on the season. That one too far outside. Definitely not leaving anything in the wheelhouse of Addie Deal, who leads the team with 3 home runs on the season. Working her way in a big open stance. Deal's barely in the batter's box. She swings back, and this one's fouled into the dugout.
And Fry still working the outside of that plate, seeing what she can get away with out there.
Leaving nothing to chance against one of the top hitters in all of Class 2A. Laurel ranked number 4 in the Trib rankings. Neshannock ranked number 5. This one in the Pebbles, 2-2 the count. That's the other reason you don't like the turf. You got to say in the Pebbles, not
in the Pebbles.
In the Pebbles, in the pellets, not in the dirt. 2 ball, 2 strike count now. Fry delivers. It is upstairs as well. Count runs full here with 1 down. And a lot of pitches being seen, if nothing else, in these first 2 batters for the Spartans.
Looks like Fry continuing to pound that outside portion of the plate.
And able to get the swing and a miss. 2 up, 2 down on a pair of strikeouts for Addie Fry. So I'll bring up Grace Kissick. Again, one of the 6 batters hitting over 400 on the year. She's hitting an even 500 coming into this afternoon's contest. First pitch in there on the inside corner. So working inside to the righties and outside to the lefties. She's found a groove that's worked for her.
And it looks like she's going to get that call today.
As a pitcher, as a catcher, you're noticing that and you're going to attack that as much as you can. This one popped up behind second base. Erilyn Nogue, the shortstop, will track it down for the 3rd out of the inning. In a 1-2-3 inning, the Spartans go down in order. Laurel 0, Neshannock coming up to bat in the bottom of the 1st inning. We'll take a look at their starting lineup here today. Nalia Nogue will lead off. She's the center fielder. Sister Erilyn Nogue, the shortstop, will hit second. The pitcher, Addie Fry, hitting third.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Wrong one. There we go. Try that again. Nalia Nogue, center fielder, will lead off. Erilyn Nogue, the shortstop, hitting second. Addie Fry, the pitcher, will hit third. Hunter Newman, first baseman, hitting fourth. Gabby Quinn, third baseman, will hit fifth. Gabby Parad, the catcher, hitting sixth. Allie Giordano, hitting seventh. She's the second baseman. Kat Nativio in right field, hitting eighth. Jaden Malaysia in left field will bat ninth. Nalia Nogue, Erilyn Nogue, Fry, Newman, Quinn, Parad, Giordano, Nativio, and Malaysia, the starting 9 for Neshannock. And while we're there, let's take a look at the defensive alignment, brought to you by Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. In the outfield, Alexandra Herr, Eva Kuth, and Maddie Main from left to right. Grace Kissick and Georgia Jellyman, a pair of juniors on the left side of the infield. Grace Zeppelin, a junior at second base. Addie Deal at first base. Alexis Brewer behind the dish, and Autumn Boyd, the sophomore, will be in the circle. Again, a 4-1 record. Also has a save to her account this year. She's given up 14 runs. Only 3 of those runs have been earned on the season, Jim, and much like Addie Fry on the other side, Autumn Boyd also with 13 strikeouts the first time these two teams played. So you know that we're going to have a lot of Ks, but we're going to see balls hit, scattered around, and put in play today as well.
Yes, sir. I'm waiting to see what Autumn does here, being she batted in the first inning, and she saw a little bit of that opened up strike zone. You would think she's going to attack the outside of the plate here a little bit.
You're going
Let's
to
see if that holds true.
Deal with a very speedy Nalia Nogue as the corners come way in, expecting a bunt. She walks her way through the zone for ball 1.
And Autumn did indeed go after that outside corner.
Nalia going to Fordham University next year to continue her softball career. Drop ball outside, 2-0 now the count to the leadoff hitter. A lot of respect for the speed of Noge as Kissick at third base, Deal at first base, playing way up.
And if you're Noge here, you've got to be thinking this pitch is coming in. And you'd have been thinking wrong.
Well, and again, first time maybe pitching on the turf this season. Getting used to it. 3 pitches that were all low in the zone. So 3-0 the count to the leadoff hitter, Nalia Noge. Boyd well outside. That'll be ball 4 on 4 pitches. And leadoff walk, and Noge immediately thinking about trying to go 4-2, but retreats back to first base as Erilyn Noge will now step to the plate. So 4-pitch walk. As a coach, were you putting the handcuffs on the next batter?
That's certainly not the way you want to start the game if you're on defense here.
Bunt and an easy swipe of second base for the speedy Noge. And I remember talking to Barb Kennard, the trainer here at Neshannock, a couple of years ago, actually, and she said, a single or a walk basically means a triple for Noge, the way that she has the speed. That is her 20th stolen base of the season. 0-1 to count as that was strike 1 on that first pitch. Noge goes to square and does lay it down to third base, fielded by the third baseman, but beating it out is Erilyn. Nalia goes to third. It's going to be a bunt single for Noge, and we have runners on the corners. What were we saying? And I missed that as I was marking in the book. Jim's all over it. Erilyn seeing the defense fall asleep, takes the extra base.
Defense leaving second base unguarded there, and the base runner astutely deciding to take off for second.
Rachel Bowen, our producer today, learning the ropes, and she's having a blast being up in the warm booth here at Neshannock as Addie Fry steps in. First pitch inside corner for strike 1. Fry with a team-high 23 RBIs on the season, looking to cash in early with the Noge sisters in scoring position. Boyd winds, delivers up and in, and I think it got a piece of her. Bases full of Lancers after the hit batsman. And if you thought Fry was a dangerous batter, now stepping to the plate, Hunter Newman. We always take with a little grain of salt as we have a courtesy runner going in there. The courtesy runner for the pitcher is number 10, Alina Frengel. But to finish the thought there, Jim, we always take a little grain of salt what coaches call hits and what they don't sort of thing, but a 724 average for Hunter Newman on the season.
724 average, even if being tallied liberally.
It's still incredible.
Spectacular, that's right.
First pitch in there off speed for strike 1. Good change of pace there from Boyd. And mentioned Newman, she had all 4 hits that Neshannock had in the first game these two teams played, including 3 RBI. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the first. This one drilled towards shortstop. Play looking to the plate initially, but the speedy Nalia Noge able to get there in time. Good job by Jellyman to get the out at first to get the force out, but a run across the board on the ground out. 1-0 Neshannock.
Nice job on the sacrifice there for Newman.
So Newman, pseudo-sacrifice, really. Doesn't go down as one. This one's ripped through the hole at short. Gabby Quinn's going to get a 2 RBI single, actually make it a double as she's hustling all the way around to second base. And a 3-0 lead early for the Lancers.
Where they sure don't lack on speed, do they, James?
No, they don't. 9th double of the year for Gabby Quinn and brings 2 more runs in. Three nothing Neshannock on top, and that'll bring Gabby Parad, the catcher, to the plate. Parad swings through the first pitch offering for strike 1. Mentioned Autumn Boyd had only allowed 3 earned runs all season, Jim. She just allowed 3 here in the top of the first. And the inning not yet over, which 1 down.
Well, I don't know that
This one's foul tipped, 0-2 now the count.
I don't know that she's necessarily throwing anything in a bad way. She's hitting her spots. She's moving it around a little bit, changing up speed. They're just hitting her in the speed on the base paths. It's just incredible.
Yeah. Leadoff walk doesn't help, but
that's right.
But since then, she has been very impressive and good location on this high fastball. Now the count 1-2 to Gabby Parad.
And Neshannock certainly taking advantage of that speed.
It's 7 stolen bases the first time these two teams played. More on that in a moment as this one swung on and missed for the first strikeout of the contest for Autumn Boyd. About this though, Neshannock in 13 games played, that is only the 41st time as a team that they've struck out. So you're talking on average, if you take out the 13 Ks Boyd had the first time they played, you're talking about maybe 2 strikeouts per game average. First pitch swinging is Ali Giordano for strike 1. How about this? Since that leadoff 4-pitch walk, 6 batters faced for Boyd, 6 first pitch strikes.
Yeah, that leadoff walk, that's definitely not something you want to do.
This one misses high and tight, evens the count at 1-1 to Giordano, a .423 hitter on the season. Runner at second base, Gabby Quinn. Giordano, one of the 3 sophomores in the starting lineup today for Neshannock. Watches this one at the bottom of the zone. 1-2 the count. Neshannock 1 senior, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen in the starting lineup here today.
Working that inside of the plate again to that right-handed batter.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Boyd delivers, swung on and missed for the 3rd out of the inning, but damage done. 3 runs scored in the inning for Neshannock on a pair of hits and a pair of walk and a hit batsmen. 1 runner left in scoring position. We've played 1 here at Neshannock High School. Lancers leading Laurel 3-0 here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Back here at Neshannock High School alongside Jim Ferris, I'm James Dotson. 3 runs in that bottom of the first inning scored by Neshannock, and 4, 5, 6 coming up. Abby Miles, Grace Zeppelin, and Alexandra Herr. And Jim asked the question during that commercial break. Let's see if Fry comes right back out with authority, and I'd say that's it right there. Another first pitch strike. This one misses outside to even the count at 1-1.
Finally starting to see her work the other side of that plate a little bit.
It is really fun, too, with the pellets. You can see exactly where the foot drags for both of these pitchers.
Yeah.
This one catches the inside corner. Count runs now to 1 ball, 2 strike to the designated player, Abby Miles. 5 of her 7 hits of the year are extra base hits. Kind of matches the 5-7 on her jersey. This one misses high and outside. Count even at 2-2 to the leadoff hitter in the top of the second inning for Laurel. Swung on and missed for strike 3. 3 strikeouts now for Fry. Now bring up Grace Zeppelin, but there it is, working inside outside. Even though you didn't get the strike on that 1-2 count, Jim, it works in her favor coming back inside.
It did. It dragged the batter into the plate more and let her effectively work that side of the plate again. Another right-handed batter here. We're going to see how she attacks this batter.
Zeppelin, a .442 hitter, swings through that first pitch offering. Love the way these 2 young ladies are pounding the zone. 5 first pitch strikes to 5 different batters so far for Addie Fry.
And that pitch was back to the other side of the plate again, working the outside.
Parad sets up outside again. She hits her spot, quickly up 0-2. And I want to ask you, Jim, how do you feel about The wristbands, I know that's new since your coaching days. The call coming from the bench, everybody with a wristband knows what pitch is coming.
I think that's a great idea. And
this one's drilled foul down the right field line. I kind of like it too. It's a very interesting scenario and just something we're not used to from our playing days.
But it keeps the entire team on the same page. Everybody knows what's coming. Everybody knows what the plan is. I think it's great for the coordination of the entire defense. No question about that. And it may even speed up the game somewhat.
And no stealing signs either. We don't have to worry about
That's right.
somebody banging on trash cans out beyond center field. Another one fouled off. That's already 6 pitches in this game by Laurel hitters that have been fouled off with 2 strikes. So they've done a good job of staying alive in 2-strike scenarios so far. Right down Broadway for a called strike 3. 4th K of the game. First of the backwards variety there for Addie Fry.
That's interesting. Back and forth, left and right, both sides of the plate, and comes right down the middle for the strikeout.
That brings up Alexandra Herr, junior left fielder to the plate. 6 juniors and 4 sophomores in the starting 5. Took a little off of that first pitch offering, so not afraid to mix speeds early in the count either, Jim.
No, that's right.
Top of the 2nd inning here at Neshannock. This one fisted foul back into the screen. Again, the brand new turf. After this game was originally supposed to be at Laurel, but as they installed the turf, there ended up being a big trench right at the edge of the turf where it meets the grass. Had to get rid of a lot of their home games, do a little flip-flop. Good job of scheduling that with Laurel Athletic Director Ken Locke and Mr. Burks and Mr. Fry here at Neshannock to make that happen. And it's a 1-2-3 inning all by way of the punch-out in the top of the 2nd inning. 5 Ks in the game for Fry. Neshannock leading 3-0. Back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Kat Nativio. Boyd delivers. This one bunted but foul down the third baseline. Again, both of these pitchers, great job commanding the strike zone early on, Jim, and really expanding the zone as a result, especially when you get ahead like this 0-2.
Well, you see her get that first call for a strike on that first pitch and then come back on the inside. And that just allows you to take that foul bunt as a second strike.
Almost impossible to keep that bunt in fair territory as this one misses high. Giving chase is Alexis Brua, who unfortunately, or fortunately maybe for her, but I'm sure you don't want to see that, the senior catcher in Becca Valenti suffered what they fear is going to be a season-ending injury after she was hit by a pitch in this first matchup back in early April, as this one swung on and missed for the 3rd strikeout of the game and the first out of the inning. But unfortunate, not only is you lose your catcher, your quarterback on the field, Jim, but that's also your leadoff batter.
That's just such an unfortunate incident, especially to happen at the beginning of the season, let alone any time. But you hate to see a player have to go out that way.
Brewer kind of baptism by fire, working her way in as the new starting catcher and quality catcher, but Valenti was an all-section player and all-state considerations as well. We wish the best for her, and with that, there's no seniors on the field here for this game. Swearing to bunt is Malaysia, but pulling back as this one misses upstairs. Count even at 1-1 to Malaysia.
That's that high pitch. You like to throw that high pitch when you're expecting a bunt, James. That's about the only time I'm a real fan of that high pitch.
Swung on and missed on that one. You're trying to get the pop out on the bunt is what you're saying, right?
Exactly. Anytime you expect, that's the only time I really believed in calling that high pitch, whether it's be a riser or just a high fastball or anything, to keep that batter from getting that ball down on the ground.
And now a 1-2 count as Boyd winds, delivers, and scoring a bunt on 1-2. There was Malaysia, but pulls back. Is that something, too, if you see the bunt as a softball pitcher, can you make the adjustment to force it higher in the zone?
Usually not. As a pitcher, you're not really wanting to change anything in the middle of your stride. In the middle of that stride, you already know what you're throwing. Your whole body's set up for it. Your grip's set up for it.
As this one swung on and missed for back-to-back strikeouts. I felt the same way. Like, I tried that once as a baseball pitcher, and it practically ended up 3 bouncing in.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's what the preparation's for. You prepare for what you expect the batters to do. You make your game plan, you call your pitch, and you stick with it. That's usually turns into, if you try to change a pitch mid-stride, that usually turns into something ugly.
Preparation key, and these teams have scouted each other very well. It doesn't take much scouting to know what you're going to get from Nalia Noge, somebody who is on base quite often. Drew 2 walks the first time these two teams played. A walk and a run scored already here today, but with 2 outs, swings through this 1-0 fastball, count even at 1-1. .200 feet down the lines. I believe it's 225 in center field. No markings there. Noge runs to the box, pulls back, and watches strike 2. Nods in agreement to her father, Dawn Noge, who's coaching at third base. Jeff Schaefer coaching at first. Jackie Lash, the head coach, says she's content. Hanging in the dugout. The 1-2. Another high pitch. 2-2 now the count. In with 2 strikes.
Again, this is where you would think here you would be coming up with something high in the zone, maybe off the corner, which she does.
Slapped into that 6-5 hole and no chance. Jellyman won't even throw it. Hit them where they ain't for the infield single for Noge. Second time she's been on base today. Now to bring up Erilyn Noge. With 2 down, Nalia at first.
Probably not for long.
She is off and running. Throw down, not in time. Ball goes in the outfield. Nalia thought about heading to third, but will hang tight there. Her second swiped bag of the game. 4 stolen bases the first time these two teams played. And I mean, again, I know they're taking advantage of a younger catcher a little bit here, Jim, but that's just the way that Neshannock plays in general. And that's now the 92nd stolen base as a team on the year.
You know, you've got to be aggressive when you play this game, James. You know, half the trick to this game is playing small ball and running hard until the other team proves that they can stop you from doing that. And obviously, when you have the speed, you can go that attack route.
Strike on the pitch. This one's fisted back foul and out of play. 0-2 now the count. I wish you'd see more of that in the baseball world. We saw the Mohawk-Elwood game in the 6th inning was tied 1-1, and I think Elwood ended up bunting 4 times in a row, and nobody got out on those 4 bunts until they prove they can field it.
And
this one's upstairs, 1-2 now.
And I think that's a great strategy to play the game, baseball or softball. You don't see it as much in baseball. As you know yourself, when you played baseball at Neshannock, you had a coach that had some unique plays, especially on the short ball.
Yep. Lots of preparation. This one high and swung on and missed. Boyd will strike out the side with an infield single in between. No run scored for Neshannock, and another runner left in scoring position. We've played 2 here at Neshannock High School. 3-0 Neshannock leading Laurel, a battle of top 5 teams here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
You know, those strikeouts, when you're looking for those strikeouts and attacking them, oftentimes you're throwing too many pitches or more pitches than you prefer to throw. But watching Addie here, Addie can throw these strikeouts without throwing an extraordinary amount of pitches. It's that command on the mound and working both sides of that plate as she's doing.
Another square to bunt here as Brewer fouls it back.
And that gives you that ability as a pitcher, as a pitching coach, to go ahead and take those strikeouts or work for them without having to throw an excessive amount of pitches through a game.
Maddie Main with that bunt single, again the first base runner of the game for Laurel. Brewer with a 9-hitter coming up to the plate, 0-1 to count. See if again she tries to move the runner over. She will square, bunts this one right into the dugout. Good play by one of the Spartan coaches, but now down 0-2 is the sophomore catcher for Laurel. Addie Fry, 6 strikeouts so far. The 0-2 just misses outside. Long lead throw behind, and sliding back in safely is Maddie Main at first base.
An alert play by Parad there behind the plate.
It's a lot of trust in your first baseman knowing that she'll be there as well.
Yes, it is. Keeping that runner honest, and that can make a difference.
Fry delivers on the 1-2, slipping, and it's going to mean Maine going to second base and going to get in there at second base. Now thinking about 3 as the throw goes into the outfield, and she will get under the tag. So Maine will get the stolen base on a very delayed steal of second, and then will reach third on the errant throw into the outfield. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Brua. And a chance for Laurel to get their first run on the board. Now we've seen Neshannock crazy on the base paths over the course of the year. Laurel not nearly as many swiped bags on the season, Jim, but taking advantage of one there.
They sure did take advantage of that. Neshannock huddling on the mound, talking to the pitcher. And you wonder what they're talking about, but you would think keep the ball low, keep the ball on the ground, keep that runner on third from scoring. You don't want them to hit that ball into the outfield for that easy sacrifice.
And also just trying to say, if nothing else, now you want an out right now. You got a 3-run lead. You can be willing to give up that run. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Brua squares with 2 strikes and does get the bunt down and faking the throw. Now they're going to throw back to third base on the throw behind, and she is in there. So sacrifice fielder's choice will allow Brua to reach base. Runners on the corners, and Autumn Boyd will step to the plate.
And that's some heads-up base running on Maddie Main's part there. Really keeping that throw from going to first base and still remaining safe at third.
And that brings the top of the order up too, and Autumn Boyd, 12 RBI on the year. She'll look to cash in. First pitch misses high and outside. 4-1. Reminder coming up, in between innings, we'll have our Melee Minute where we'll take a look at some of the softball happenings across Lawrence County. Melee Chiropractic keeping you in the game. We're keeping you informed. As this one's fouled back and out of play, informed on the dealings of all the WPIAL, especially the Lawrence County softball teams. As we rapidly approach our goal, Jim Ferris, our goal was 100 broadcasts of high school sporting events over the course of the year. Did the math this morning. This one's number 97. Another one fisted foul and out of play. We're getting close.
I'd say you're on track to meet your goal, James.
We did and couldn't have been done without some great people over at LCAP. Everybody except the person to my left. No, special thanks to Jim. Special thanks to Tom Scott for helping get this whole thing set up. It's been a lot of fun this year on the network. 1-2 drilled towards second base. Throw to second from Giordano. The throw to first is not in time, as sliding in there safely on the fielder's choice is Autumn Boyd, and she'll get an RBI for her trouble as Maddie Main scores from third base for the first Spartan run of the game. So the fielder's choice retires Brua at second base. Boyd with the RBI. Fielder's choice 4-6. This one misses outside. 1-0 the count. How about that? First time through the order, 9 first pitch strikes. Now back-to-back first pitch balls thrown here from Addie Fry.
Addie not working the corner, especially that left side of the plate like she was the first time through this top of the order. I don't know if she's changing it up a little bit. There she goes back to that corner again.
Given a little bit of a different look and took a little off of that one to Addie Deal. By the way, 13th RBI of the season for Autumn Boyd. Pitcher running for herself at first base. Now with 2 down in the top of the third. 2-1 to count. Another throw behind. Sliding back in safely is Autumn Boyd.
Parad not afraid to make that throw down to first.
Shout out to Kat Nativio out in right field. Moving through the muck to going back up. 2-1 well outside. Now 3-1 to count to Addie Deal. Mentioned Boyd had 2 of the 3 hits the first time these two teams played. Deal had the other one. Solo home run, accounted for the only run of the game for Laurel. For the 3-time defending district champions, and she gets a hold of this one, but it's going to go foul and out of play towards the baseball field. Again, tune in, about 6:30 start for Neshannock against Southside. Lee Moan and Jay Moan will be on the call for that one. Full count here to Addie Deal. 2 down in the top of the third inning. We'll do it again. That's fouled back into the screen. 3 runs in the first inning for Neshannock. You knew Laurel wasn't going to go anywhere, Jim, with their bats. You knew they were going to put runs on the board, looking to get a crooked number on here in the third.
Yeah, that first inning, started with that leadoff walk. That could have been just an anomaly here as we proceed to the battle.
Another one that's fouled out of play.
The battle that we expected this to be. It's turning into.
These Laurel hitters, again, the number of double-digit games that they've had over the past couple of years, just incredible. And you're seeing why. A lot of 2-strike pitches that are just being wasted. Off speed way outside for ball 4. Took a little off of it, and the first walk of the game drawn by Laurel, and that'll be 3-hitter Grace Kissick coming to the plate with the tying run on base. Kissick, who popped out to the shortstop in her first at bat.
Interesting that Boyd is still running for herself, too.
First one high and outside for ball 1. Yeah, you're allowed to do the courtesy runner for pitcher and catcher, but if you trust your pitcher, and sometimes, your pitcher and catcher might be some of your most athletic or your most speedy players on the field.
No question about that.
Catches the top of the zone, count even at 1-1.
Always with that fear in the back of your mind, though, about that pitcher getting hurt, sliding into a base.
That's very true, but at least if you're Coach Duddy, you know you have 2 very, very quality backup pitchers, your 1B and 1C, so to speak, that you've used this year and could use again if necessary. This one swung on and missed. Count now 1-2, and Fry 1 strike away from potentially getting out of this inning.
Again, you're right about that. No better thing a coach has than multiple dominant pitchers to choose from and to work together with.
The 1-2, lifted foul back towards the school. And again, another 2-strike pitch wasted. Abby Miles, the designated player, standing in the on-deck circle. Kissick and Miles combining for 29 ribbies on the season. Boyd running at second, Deal at first. This one fouled straight back into the screen. We have to check the pitch count here. Not nearly as big a deal, obviously, in softball as it is baseball, but still runs a toll.
In the second and third inning, she's definitely throwing more pitches than she did initially.
3 straight now that have been fouled back and out of play. And we're in the 3rd inning already at pitch 57 now thrown by Addie Fry. Gotta love the game changer. Makes it much easier than the old school having to write down everything. High and outside, 2-2 now the count.
I'm sorry to say I'm not quite up with that technology, James. I'll look at you when I need a pitch count.
Well, we'll get you into this eventually. It's a learning curve for a lot of the teams. I know a couple of the baseball teams who tried to do it this year and said, no, we just can't figure it out. This one foul tipped into the glove, held on by Parad for strike 3 to end the inning, but damage done. A run scored on 1 hit. There was also a walk and an error, and 2 runners left on the bags. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll keep it right here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, as it is our Maley Chiropractic Minute, our Maley Minute, where we take a look at what's going on in the softball world. You good? Elwood City, we'll take a look at them first. They're the defending WPIAL runner-ups, now with a 10-2 record. Their section season already complete. Their only section loss is coming to Avonworth. They're supposed to play a 7 o'clock game tonight against Union. It was an 8-7 game the first time those 2 teams played in a very interesting, potentially controversial ending. Speaking of Union, at 10-0, their section season is done. Section champs for the 5th straight season. Their only losses coming to Elwood City and to this Neshannock team, 15-0. Neshannock finally ranked in the Trib Live rankings at number 5. Laurel at number 4. Neshannock's supposed to play Riverside in a game tomorrow, and they still have non-section tilts against Elwood City left on the schedule. Laurel with non-section games against Western Beaver, and Southside Beaver, going into Beaver County with a lot of authority. Mohawk and Shenango, they're supposed to play today. Mohawk at 6-4, they're in 3rd place tied with Riverside. Shenango, the defending WPIAL runner-ups, are now out of playoff contention in a lot of high-scoring games. Newcastle currently in 4th place, a game ahead of Blackhawk and Hopewell. They still have to play Central Valley and Hopewell. Tough loss, 12-11 for Newcastle to Blackhawk last week. And Wilmington up in D10 real quick, 8-1 in region play, 9-3 overall. Their only loss came to Sharpsville, 6-2 in region play, and that's who they host tomorrow at Wilmington. There's your Maley Minute. Maley Chiropractic keeping you in the game as we keep you informed here at lcsportsnet.com. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Neshannock coming to the plate, and they will bring the 3-4-5 hitters, Fry, Newman, and Quinn, to the plate. And Autumn Boyd getting a little run support. Her team still trailing, though, 3-1. Good off-speed pitch there. Different look from Boyd to get strike 2. Fry hitting just shy of 600 on the season. Watches this one up at the eyes. The count runs now to 1-2. This one fouled off the end of the bat as Fry stays alive. She was hit by a pitch in her first at bat.
Boyd moving that ball around very well.
That's why she's now got 61 strikeouts on the season. Again, both pitchers, a lot of Ks, not many walks. Good off-speed pitch there, but misses just downstairs. Evens the count at 2-2. Boyd gets the signal. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 6 for Autumn Boyd, and a big strikeout to start the inning, especially when you got the 3-4-5 hitters due up.
James, correct me if I'm wrong here, but with all the strikeouts so far in today's game, not one strikeout looking. Everybody, the batters are still aggressive up there.
I think I had one looking.
Did you have
one looking in the second for Laurel.
Okay.
But you're absolutely right. A lot of swung on and missed pitches. 7 for Addie Fry in terms of strikeouts. Autumn Boyd now with 6 strikeouts.
Just a testament to both pitchers working those corners well and changing those speeds.
Another one downstairs. 2-0 the count here to Hunter Newman. Had the first RBI on a ground out earlier today. It's also a testament to the batters there, Jim, of, you're going to go up, you're going to get your cuts. You're not going down looking.
That's right.
2-0 pitch is going to be foul backing out of play.
Speaking to the aggressiveness again of how this game can be played, and sometimes so successfully. That aggressive small ball time.
While we have a moment, remind you, coming up after the game, we'll have our LCAP Player of the Game Award. Visit them online at lccap.org. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership, dedicating to enhancing the quality of life in and around Lawrence County.
And again, the big thank you there goes out to Tom Scott. Tom Scott, always concerned.
Does everything for us, and Hunter Newman doing a little of everything for Neshannock as she'll get the one-out single between third and short.
All the youth activities in the county, from athletics to academics, everything going on. LCAP is always right there at the lead, always supporting the youth. And can't thank Tom Scott enough for that. Really a community-driven person and a community-driven organization.
And if you've not been to Ben Franklin lately with the stuff that they've done with the Early Learning Center and the batting cages and the renovations to the gym, just absolutely incredible stuff. Hunter Newman, again, incredible stuff with her average.
Yeah.
Gets another hit. She's now 1 for 2 on the day. She stands at first base. She'll go sliding back in after this first pitch strike to Gabby Quinn, who had a 2 RBI double, did the freshman in the first inning.
And Alexis Brua taking that same lead, not afraid to make that throw down to first and keep that runner honest. I like the aggressiveness of both of these catchers.
Parad squaring the bunt, does get it down to third base. Only play will be to first, and it's going to be dropped at first base. The throw just a little bit wide, and Zeppelin unable to hang on. So sacrifice and E4 on the play will put runners on the corners. So Newman at third. Quinn at first, and Parad now to the plate. She'll square the bunt, and she offered. Foul tip for strike one, and now a late choice for Quinn to go to second base. She'll go on the catcher's indifference. Now foul tip that's caught is not a foul ball, so Quinn able to advance freely to second base. Now 2 runners in scoring position. Parad watches this one miss just downstairs. Count even at 1-1. Newman running at third, Quinn at second. Parad looking to cash in. Fouls it back to the screen. 1-2, and this is, you have to think, a big situation. You're looking for a punch out here for Autumn Boyd.
Well, that was a big situation to move that runner, Gabby Quinn, over to second base there, taking the double play out of the contention for ending the inning early. Takes the bunt, takes the small ball out.
And that one kind of came out of the hand all wrong for Boyd. Good job to snag it by Brewer behind the dish, but count now 2-2 to Parad. Top 2 teams in Section 2, or in Section 4, excuse me, of 2A. Another one fouled back towards the elementary school. And now Boyd over 50 pitches as well. Both these teams making the hurlers work.
And they're working well.
2 ball, 2 strike.
Boyd back down working low around the plate again.
This one falls down and in, so the count will run full. To Parad, she has a team-high 8 doubles on the season. Right now just looking to cash in. Another off-speed pitch, misses inside. Bases full of Lancers yet again. Second walk of the game. Now bring Allie Giordano to the plate. Now you got the force at all bases, and I think we're going to have our Pontius Insurance trip to the mound. Coach Duddy's going to head to the mound. So while the teams will go and talk with their respective coaches, discuss what they need to do, well, that's what you get at Pontius Insurance as well. Visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com. Dedicating their work to the things that you own, so you can dedicate your time to the things that you love. Pontius Insurance, love the life you live. Neshannock loving their life right now with a 3-1 advantage and a chance to extend that lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
See if Laurel brings the infield in here.
We have a courtesy runner, by the way, at first base.
Infield in somewhat, but not at a crazy interior depth.
It's Aubrey Ragone who's running at first base as the courtesy for the catcher. Giordano hitting over 400 on the year. 13 ribbies on the season. Watches the first pitch in there for strike 1.
If you're Autumn Boyd here, you have to be just working that ball down low. Keep the ball on the ground.
Another one on the inside corner for strike 2, and if not down low, definitely working inside where you can't get the barrel extended.
There you go. Especially with that off-speed pitch.
Now Giordano just try to get something in play to get the runners moving. 0-2, checks her swing on the inside corner. It's another one. She got a lot of movement left to right on that pitch. A screwball action, very impressive. The 1-2, fouled back to the screen. Again, you got to say about how great these hitters for both teams are at extending at bats, getting a bat on the ball.
I've seen them hit both sides of the fields, deep, shallow. They hit the ball hard. Both teams, you can say that about.
1-2, check swing, foul tip and caught. for the second strikeout of the inning. 7th of the game for Boyd, and now the infield can back up a little bit, forcing any base with 2 down, and Cat Nativio coming to the plate.
Infield not changing depth as much as you'd expect, but I guess they weren't in as much as I expected for the last batter.
Nativio with a lot of speed on the base paths as well, though. Swings through the first pitch offering here. Now Boyd.
Boyd really maintaining composure up there, hitting her spots and working hard.
She looks like she's in control out there, doesn't she?
Yes, she does. She definitely has the command.
High on this one, though, as soon as you say that.
As soon as I say that, you see a little slip of the finger there.
It doesn't take much to make that big difference of something right over the heart of the plate to being something over the catcher's head.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
1-1 now the count. Newman the runner at third. Quinn at second. Ragone the courtesy runner at first. Swung on and missed, and now Boyd potentially just 1 strike away from getting out of this jam in the bottom of the third.
Which would be a testament to her durability here. Again, these pitchers, both just a joy to be watching today.
1 ball, 2 strike. Misses upstairs. 2-2 now the count.
Trying to get Nativio to chase there. Nativio rather disciplined on that pitch.
One of the many sophomores who played a lot last year. A lot of experience.
That's hard to lay off of.
This one inside. Now the count will run full, so base runners will be off and running with the pitch. Three balls, 2 strikes, full count, nowhere to put him.
Nativio knowing something's going to be in or around the plate.
Payoff pitch coming from Boyd. Swung on and missed. Boyd able to work through the jam. 3 more Ks to her advantage. And the bases left loaded. We've played 3 here at Neshannock High School. Neshannock leading Laurel 3-1 here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Neshannock leading 3-1 as we go to the top of the 4th inning. You see our scroller down at the bottom of your screen. Some of the other games going on across Lawrence County today. The Union game was postponed. They will now play tomorrow. We're hoping to get that one on the air at lcsportsnet.com. Remember, we'll be able to stay with the teams all the way through the WPIAL playoffs as the first pitch in for a strike. As it's Abby Miles, Grace Zeppelin, and Alexandra Herr due up here in the top of the 4th inning. This one again, popped foul back and out of play. 0-2 now the count. Miles, a .318 hitter on the season and one of the top female wrestlers in the country. It's impressive what she has done already in her very young scholastic career. High on this one, out of the zone. From Fry, she's got 7 strikeouts through 3 innings. Alden Boyd with 8 on the other side. It just worked out of a big jam. We'll see if the Spartans can get a little momentum now. Another one upstairs, 2-2. The count to the designated player, Abby Miles. 7 hits in this game. 3 were homers and 2 were doubles. Known for her power, had a dinger in the WPIAL championship a year ago. She fouls this one out of play. Count remains 2-2. The Trib Live rankings have these two teams at 4 and 5. Laurel at 4, Neshannock at 5. Fraser at 10-0 is the 1. Shar Houston currently ranked number 2. Ligonier Valley currently ranked number 3, even though Neshannock beat Ligonier Valley in non-section play this past weekend. That's another one back to the screen. So that was a game, Jim, where Ligonier Valley did not pitch their star pitcher. Went with their number 2. It was a 3-1 battle. Neshannock were able to win it here on their home turf, but at the same time, you know, good to see that kind of quality game, especially right before this one here today against Laurel.
Yeah, sometimes you want to hide your assets.
That is true, as this one goes inside and hits off the leg of Miles. She'll get to first base the hard way.
Yeah, Ligonier Valley, I would assume, wanting to hide that ace pitcher and keep that surprise as you get into the postseason.
And you wonder how much of a surprise it is, because they did face Griffin last year, did Neshannock, and a great battle it was between her and Abigail Measle last year, the freshman for Neshannock, now the sophomore. First pitch for a ball, having a scramble back in as Miles kind of spun the tires on the turf there at first base.
Another snap throw down.
And a great game that was. I was lucky enough to call that game down at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. This one swung on and missed, evens the count at 1-1. Great battle for 7 innings, and then in the bottom of the 7th inning, I think it might have been the only time all game that Ligonier Valley got the leadoff player on base in the inning, and that was all it took.
That leadoff batter is often so important. If you look at that the overtime rule now,
right,
where you're starting off with that runner on second base, you know, that's the same as a leadoff double every inning, and you see how often you score from that. A quick sacrifice, a little bit of small ball, and you got a runner coming home. So that leadoff batter, that's what makes that leadoff walk so bad.
2-2 now the count. We saw that in one of the Wilmington games. They were tied 1-1 after 9 innings. The final score ended up being 5-4. This changes everything. Fouled back out of play for Grace Zeppelin. 15 RBIs on the season for the second baseman. 2-2 here the count.
You know, as that defense, that's the last thing you want to do is get someone on base early in any inning.
Swung on, drilled to right field. Back goes Nativio, and she's going to watch it clear the fence. We're all tied up as Grace Zeppelin, her first home run of the year. No lead in that, Zeppelin.
And she put a hurting on that ball. The ball was hit very well over the fence. Not much doubt about it.
Went with the pitch on the outside corner. Some oppo power, and we're tied.
And had no trouble taking it to the opposite field.
And that's going to bring Coach Jackie Lash out to the mound to have a talk with her freshman. This now matches the most runs allowed all season by Neshannock, and actually just the most runs allowed by Fry all year. Shenango put up 3 runs. That was with Abigail Measle pitching a complete game in that one last week.
I've been looking down to the bullpen. Have not seen Measle warming up yet. Although Fry is by no means in trouble.
Another trip to the mound brought to you by Pontius Insurance. I like that there by Coach Lash, just to go make sure everything's calm, cool, and collected. Make sure your freshman's ready to go.
Being a freshman notwithstanding, Fry really does hold up for herself. She pitches with command, pitches with authority.
But in this one, though, maybe losing it a little bit. Ends up hitting her on the leg. Now Laurel with the go-ahead run on base. So 2 hit batsmen in this inning. Still nobody down. Eva Kuth will come to the plate. Squaring to bunt, pulling back, but called strike one on the inside corner for Kuth.
Fry back to working that inside corner again, trying to get that call, that early on call that she had working so well for her.
Paints the outside corner this time, and up 0-2 now is Fry on Kuth. Good response after giving up a tying home run and a hit batsman, coming right back at him.
Definitely doesn't pitch like a freshman. Pitches with authority.
This one ripped but foul down the first base line and out of play. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Big strikeout for the first out of the inning. Seventh, actually check that, 8th of the game for Addie Fry, and a big response, Jim.
Yeah, coming right back at her, and coming back at her hard. After that big home run over the fence. Maddie Main up now.
Maddie Main, a right fielder. Squares the bunt, had a bunt single already. This one's though is going to trickle foul for the first strike of the at-bat. Lee Moan, Jay Moan in the house. The Moan brothers going to head up to the baseball field. Nice and tan as they've been in Florida. They've missed all the great weather here, Jim, the last 2 weeks.
I must have missed that call when you guys were heading down. I was waiting for the call to let me know what day to get there. And
yeah, they never let us know. As this one's bunted back into the screen. 0-2 now the count to Maine, a 400 hitter on the season. You got the starters? Perfect. Neshannock kind enough to send us their starting lineup, so they're all ready to go up there at Mike Bubba Kirkwood Field. That's where we'll head after this one. Just scroll right down at lcsportsnet.com. Squaring and trying to bunt, and then throw it on to first base, and in time for the double play, as losing her footing was Alexandra Herr, and now out of the inning. Neshannock able to get out of it with a strike him out, throw him out. But the damage done, Grace Zeppelin, the 2-run dinger, brings Laurel right back into this game. Tied at 3, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. Back in a moment at lcsportsnet.com, powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Alina Frangel, the pinch hit. 9-1-2. Due up for Neshannock. Jim Ferris just mentioned a 2-run home run, opposite field power with 2 strikes. And great job of extending the hands, quick hands through the zone with the oppo power.
That's a lot of discipline when you're batting.
First pitch swinging here is the pinch hitter Frangel for strike 1.
That's a lot of discipline. Stay with that pitch, move back over on it, and just carry it where it comes to you instead of trying to do something different with the ball. And that's the result when you do that. Hit it with power where it goes.
Squaring and pulling back as it almost hits her in the leg is Frangel. 1-1 now the count. Frangel, 7 official at-bats on the year, but does have 5 RBIs and a lot of work as a courtesy runner. Double-digit steals. Is trying to get on base here, but this one catches the inside corner. 1-2 now the count. Boyd 8 strikeouts, looking to make it number 9 here in the top or in the bottom of the 4th inning, and she does.
Come upstairs to her, and again, it's a hard pitch to lay off of.
And a pitch that I wish I could have found a way to make happen in a baseball game, but you're not going to get a rise ball on an overhand throw.
You know, so many years ago, or maybe I should measure it in decades, having played baseball and men's fast pitch softball, men's fast pitch softball makes you a better baseball hitter. That extra dimension of movement, being able to bring that ball up. And sometimes the rise ball's a misnomer. The ball really doesn't climb like sometimes you think it does. It just
doesn't fall.
Doesn't sink as much as you expect it to. But that ball being up high, it has the visual illusion of really climbing through the air. And it really makes you, plus the shorter distance from the pitcher to the plate, and it really makes you focus more on that ball.
And still one of the best things that the state did was push that pitching rubber back that final 3 or 4 feet. What was that, about 10 years ago now?
Oh, I think maybe even more than that. James, I'd guess probably sometime around 2012, maybe? Yeah, 2011.
Because that was after your daughter had left.
Yes.
Count now 1-2 to Nalia Nogue.
Maybe even 2010, somewhere in there. At the time, I didn't like it, as I don't like change much.
This one poked down the third baseline. How about the back control, though, on that? Nogue actually choked up all the way to the barrel like she was going to bunt it, but took the swing at it. So it's a swinging bunt, basically. So it's not a bunt attempt, so it's not a foul ball strikeout. That's just impressive back control.
Nalia able to bunt, to slap, to swing. Very versatile hitter.
And you see why she'll be heading to Fordham to continue her athletic and academic career. She slaps another one right down. Nice catch by Dad. Dawn Nogue, the 1,000-point scorer and 3-sport athlete at Union High School.
Again, you combine that very versatile bat with that speed, and it's a dangerous combination on offense.
Already 2 stolen bags today, but trying to get on for the 3rd time today. And checks her swing, swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch. Got Nogue out in front. 10th strikeout of the game for Autumn Boyd.
Again, you know, as a coach or as a player, you don't like to see that strikeout, but she's out there aggressively trying to get that ball.
First pitch in there for a strike to Erilyn Nogue now. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout today for Erilyn.
And I would take that aggressiveness from any player anytime. You know, strikeouts are just part of the game. With that aggressiveness, you're going to end up scoring more often than not.
Count at 1-1. Nalia Nogue was hitting just shy of 600. Erilyn at 471. Been doing great work at the top of the order all year long, squaring the bunt and pulling back as that one stays up in the zone. 2-1 now the count. Again, both pitchers doing a great job of limiting those free passes throughout the course of the game and throughout the course of the whole year. 2-1 down low. Count now 3-1.
And it may just be me, but it seems like the plate umpire has really sort of brought the zone in a little bit. The strike zone has tightened up since the early innings of the game.
3-1 count, and this one's upstairs. So a 2-out walk drawn by Nogain. As a batter, as a pitcher, as a catcher, it's just something you have to make that adjustment with, right?
Yes, you do, especially from a pitcher's point of view. Pitchers, you'll see pitchers get upset and get mad at calls that umpires make. All you ever ask out of the officials is to be consistent and to call a fair game, which most of them do most of the time. I've never met an official who's intentionally trying to make a wrong call or call something incorrectly, although they take a lot of heat.
Like Nogain might have been off and running with that first pitch offering to Fry, but it's fouled back and out of play. Fry hit by a pitch and scored in the first inning. A 3-run first for Neshannock. Laurel with 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth to knot this score back up. Runner goes again, throw down low, and they won't even make an attempt. Third stolen base of the game for Neshannock, and there's your runner in scoring position with your leading RBI hitter at the plate. Just got notification. Softball Shenango at Mohawk, scheduled for 4:30 today, just started at 5:30. This one drilled down the third base line, but foul. Count now 1-2 to Addie Fry. Not only leads the team in ribbies, but also in extra base hits and home runs. She has 4 on the year. You'll get a chance to watch big brother Andrew in the baseball game later, scheduled for a 6:30 start for that one up at Mike Bubba Kirkwood Field. Just about 300 feet away, and trying to go down at third base. Grace Kissick diving for that ball, ended up scraping the knee, and then you got the blood incident. Blood on the uniform. She's going to take a walk with athletic trainer Barb Kennard. That gives us a chance to remind you that coming up after the game, we'll also announce our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. And a reminder to all high school student athletes during your sports season, for just $25, a visit to their office will include an adjustment and all therapies necessary. You can see full details by going to MaleyChiropractic.com. That's MAHLE chiropractic.com. Much like Barb Kennard, let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game.
And Barb working on Kissick's knee there. I suspect she'll be back on the field in a matter of a minute or so.
That just means that gives us a chance to talk about more of our fine sponsors that we've been able to have this year on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, and one that's been a lot of fun to go through the year at select games throughout the course of the season. Currently acting not as the photographer, but acting as babysitter, I see out in left center field. Thanks to Heather Walzer. Some of pictures from today's game will be available on our website thanks to her, and something for your wall photography. Nothing better than that perfect captured moment. Whether it's the slide into home plate, the perfect dig, crossing the goal line, Heather Walzer wants to give you something for your wall. You can check out images from today's game, both on our website and on Twitter and Instagram as well, and check her out on Facebook. Search something for your wall. It's a little delay here with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And it looks like Kissick's coming back to the field. Barb Kennard, you doing her normal bang-up job over there.
She's been here too long. I think that's the way she would put it. I still remember when my brother went off to college about 30 years ago now. First thing he said coming back after his freshman year, all he wanted was Barb.
Yeah.
to tape his ankles. Back to the action, 1-2 the count to Fry, and this misses upstairs, count even at 2-2. Nogain represents the go-ahead run. That's Erilyn at second base. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Boyd delivers. Swung on, popped up, shallow center field, going back on it is Jellyman, and the shortstop makes an incredible play over the shoulder for the catch. Georgia Jellyman with another nominee for your Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Plenty of options out there. That one keeps the score tied at 3.
What an effort on her part.
No runs, no hits. There was a walk, but that one runner left stranded. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're through 4 innings of play. Tied at 3 at lcsportsnet.com. The Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Has your child's early education slowed down or even paused due to the pandemic? This is crucial time you can't get back. LCAP can keep your little learner on track for success. We have options for working and non-working parents with in-person childcare and age-appropriate virtual learning to keep them busy and engaged. Parents, don't hit pause on early learning. Lawrence County Community Action Partnership can jumpstart their future. Learn more at lcap.org.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
To the top of the 5th inning we go. There it is. Top of the 5th inning. 3-3, Neshannock and Laurel here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Fry back on the mound.
First pitch bunt attempt, and bunting through it was Alexis Brua, who reached on a sacrifice fielder's choice in her first at bat. 9-1-2 due up for Laurel in this top of the 5th inning.
I still see no activity, James, in either bullpen.
Bunted towards first base. Newman read it well. Easy flip to Giordano for the first out of the inning. 3-4 on the putout, and now top of the order coming to the plate. And that's just instinct and reading the hands there by the corner baseman.
Yeah, you see those players on the corners, first and third baseman. Oftentimes they're moving in as the player's hands are shifting, the batter's hands are shifting. But you're right, James, so instinctive sometimes.
Now to bring Autumn Boyd to the plate. First pitch misses there. Got to see a similar play. Actually was our Melee Chiropractic play of the game on the baseball side. Zach Herb, the third baseman, same thing, read the play. Had a big diving catch. Ended up on the first base side of the pitcher's rubber making a catch. Love those kind of effort plays, much like the one we saw from Jellyman to end the last inning.
And those are things you can't teach. That's you're seeing the instinct and the pure athleticism of the players.
We've seen plenty of big hits over the year, plenty of great pitching, but we love the defense first and foremost, as Fry took a little off of that one. Boyd swings through it. Had an RBI fielder's choice earlier in the game, did Boyd, her 13th ribby of the season. 1-2, foul back to the screen. Jim, I have that as 16 foul balls with 2 strikes for Laurel in this game. 16. This one's hit in play. Giordano going to her hand side. Great play. Strong throw across the diamond to retire Boyd for the second out of the inning.
What is the pitch count, James, on the pitchers right now?
We will find out thanks to our friends at Game Changer. Addie Fry, after that last one, now at 89.
Yeah, so she's starting to tally them up.
And on the other side, Boyd at 87.
Oh.
Both in the upper 80s as Addie Deal steps to the plate and fouls this one back to the screen. Neshannock will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters due up in the bottom of the 5th inning. Deal hitting .472 on the year, a walk and a strikeout today. As she swings through this pitch, 0-2 the count. And still, I mean, I've seen open stances, Jim, but this might be the biggest I've ever seen.
This is.
I mean, she's almost out of the box with that front foot.
I think so much of the time, it comes down to a timing mechanism for the batters more than anything. You'll see her put that foot in. She'll step into that pitch. And I think it gives a batter some method of timing, moving their body into position without having to remain in a stagnant position for too long, waiting for that pitch.
This one off speed. Count now 1-2. So you were never a coach that wanted to see your batters always stay close or always stay even.
I always felt that you let the players do what's most comfortable and what's most successful for them.
This one's flared towards left field, and it's going to fall in front of Malaysia for a 2-out single. Third hit of the game for the Spartans. That's the first time you can say today Laurel has a go-ahead run on base.
Yeah, I think oftentimes you see coaches trying to change players, especially batting, to a certain method or a certain style. And I don't always see the value in that. If a player is successful and having success in the first place, I think a lot of those personal methods, such as timing methods like that foot out, it's such an inherent part of the individual batter.
First pitch misses high and away to Grace Kissick. 0 for 2 today. As long as everything is still good mechanically, as long as the timing is there. That's one thing if she's open like that and you are behind on every pitch, but
right.
I'm in agreement. Whatever keeps you comfortable. This one's popped up towards the right side. Nativio going back, settles under it, and makes the catch to end the inning. One hit in the frame, but the runner left on base. To the bottom of the fifth we go. Still tied at 3. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got a dandy here at lcsportsnet.com. The Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When a team needs to discuss their next move in a big game, Coach calls a timeout. When you need to discuss your next move after your latest life endeavor, let Ponce's Insurance be your coach. At Ponce's Insurance, how we serve you is as important as the insurance we provide. Protecting those you love, the business you built, and the things you've earned. That's our job. At Ponce's Insurance online at poncesinsurance.com. Ponce's Insurance. Love the life you live.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
If you're just joining us, you've missed a great start to this game for the first 4.5 innings. Still an incredible one yet to come. Going to the bottom of the 5th inning. Laurel and Neshannock tied at 3. Neshannock 3 runs in that first inning. First 3 batters get on by way of walk, single, hit batsman. A groundout brings 1 run in, and a 2 RBI double by Gabby Quinn made it 3-0 Neshannock, but Laurel chips away in the top of the 3rd inning. A single from Maddie Main, later scored on a RBI fielder's choice by Autumn Boyd. And then in the 4th inning, after a leadoff hit batsman, Grace Zeppelin put one in the orbit, opposite field power. The 2-run dinger making it 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Neshannock will bring up Newman, Quinn, and Parad, the 4, 5, 6 hitters here, Jim, and we've been blessed with a dandy here today, to say the very least.
You ain't kidding. Definitely a pleasure to watch this game. Pitchers both pitching well, hitters on the mark. And to speak to a question you asked earlier about the turf compared to the dirt, I watched Autumn Boyd walk back to the mound, prepare for this inning, and she was spending a little bit of time trying to get her dragging path adjusted slightly.
I remember always having to go and fill in the hole. Those days of filling in the hole in the mound, long gone.
Yeah.
As are the days of finding worms out there and putting them on the rubber. Does that bring back some memories
yes,
from 15 years ago, Jim?
You're not kidding, it does.
You ever miss it as a former coach?
Every single day. Every single day, James. That's why I was very honored when you asked me to come and sit in on this broadcast with you, just to be around the game a little bit again and to watch and talk about it.
No-brainer to get the softball brain out here with us. As Newman now steps into the box. Dangerous Hunter Newman, one of the top players in the entire district. 4 for 4 the first time these two teams played, 1 for 2 with an RBI today. Rounds this one on a two-hopper to Kissick at third base. Great play by the junior. And a strong throw to complete the 5-3 putout for the first out of the inning.
She hit that ball pretty hard. Took a nice stroke on it.
That's the beauty of the turf, though. The true hop.
Yes, it is.
That brings up Gabby Quinn. Had RBIs 19 and 20 on the first pitch she saw today. That one in there for strike one on the inside corner.
Those true hops on the turf take out a factor that we used to refer to as the Flaherty Field factor, where you could never get one consistent hop.
We called that the Hess factor here at Neshannock. This one well inside, count even at 1-1. You know, sometimes, though, it ends up becoming trouble if you're a team that plays on the turf all year and then has to go play on the dirt come playoff time.
Sure.
You're used to that true hop, maybe not as ready for the tough ones. This one's drilled towards the scoreboard, and it's gone. Gabby Quinn, with her second round tripper of the year, gives Neshannock the lead back 4-3.
Again, going down and grabbing that ball and just going with it, keeping your feet planted and staying with it. Pushed it right over the fence with authority. And that's what you try to teach the young hitters. Keep your eye on that ball, hit it hard, hit it where you receive it at.
Second opposite field home run we've seen today, and you're right, that's just been great hitting from both of these teams all around today. That one, though, a no-doubter from the freshman Gabby Quinn. Have a day. On base 3 times, and now 3 ribbies, including that solo shot. So now Gabby Parad. Unfair to put the Gabbies back-to-back in the order for us. She fists this one, and almost leaping catch from Jellyman went off the tip of her glove, will fall in for a flare single.
I definitely call that a hit there for Gabby Parad, but Jellyman, you got to give her credit. She covers a lot of ground over there.
Yeah, a lot of sophomores, a lot of shortstops, wouldn't even get to it. The junior, Georgia Jellyman, she's made a couple of great plays already. That one, she actually overran it in the end as it kind of tailed back to her.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of spin on it, turning right back in.
Let's see, Ragone at first base, the courtesy runner again for the catcher. Giordano to the plate. She's first pitch swinging, illicit foul, backing out of play. The Neshannock dugout starting to feel it again.
See the dancing and singing going on.
Giordano squares the bunt and pulls back. Throw down late back to first base. Good job by Zeppelin to cover and to make the catch around Ragone as she was getting back to the bag.
And James, as you say that's another big difference between baseball and softball in the dugouts. You see so much enthusiasm from the girls, so much cheering, so much camaraderie.
Bunt down the third baseline, but it will go foul. 1-2 now the count.
And you don't always see that as much in baseball.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Giordano not squaring this time, swung on and missed. Third time she's been retired on the strikeout here today. 11th strikeout of the game for Autumn Boyd.
Autumn still continuing her dominant ways. Autumn pitching with authority and hitting her spots and moving the ball around still. And she's got to be, what, at about 90, low 90s in pitches now, I bet, right?
That was number 98.
98.
So we're going to have another pinch hitter coming up. This is going to be number 37, Kaylee Smith. To pinch hit in the 5th. So Frangel pinch hit back in the 4th. Excuse me, yeah, this is hitting for Nativio in the 8th spot. I'm a step ahead of myself. Kaylee Smith pinch hitting for Nativio in the 8th spot. And first pitch misses down and in for ball 1.
Smith wanting to swing at that, laying off, and
14 plate appearances on the year for Smith. She's actually drawn 5 walks in those.
she looks like a patient hitter.
This one catches the black on the inner half. Count even now at 1-1. Ragone at first base. She's the courtesy runner. For Parad. 2 down. Bottom of the 5th. This one goes back to the screen, and on the wild pitch, Ragone will get to second base. Haven't seen many of those yet today. These pitchers have been all around the zone. Not many wild pitches or pass balls.
Again, we've said it over and over, but these pitchers are really on their marks. They're really pitching with dominance and control and authority. Hitting their marks, changing their speeds, moving the ball around where they want to throw it.
That one right down the middle for strike 2. But now as the pitchers get close to and now over that 100 mark in the case of Autumn Boyd. See how that command continues.
Sometimes I've seen a lot of pitchers get better with high numbers too, especially on a day like this. It's a little bit chilly.
Swung on and missed as they warm up. Still warming up is Autumn Boyd. 12 strikeouts through 5 innings. But the go-ahead dinger, the solo shot for Gabby Quinn, makes it a 4-3 advantage for Neshannock. To the top of the 6th we go. Back in a moment on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
Top of the 6th inning coming your way. Here at LCSportsNet.com, Neshannock a 4-3 lead. Laurel coming to the plate with 4, 5, 6 hitters due up. Miles, Zeppelin, and her. The projected batters in the inning. Abby Miles led off the 4th inning, was hit by a pitch, and then scored on Grace Zeppelin's 2-run home run. At that point, tied the game at 3, but a home run given right back by Gabby Quinn. This one fisted foul down the 3rd baseline. Working in, working out, count now 1-2. Next pitch thrown will be pitch number 100 for Addie Fry as well. One, two. Popped up on the infield. Quinn's going to take charge, and she's not going to be able to hang on to it. Throw back behind, and she made the turn, and they're going to say she got the hand back in there in time. Did Miles. So on the pop-out attempt, E5, and then a bang-bang play. As Miles made the turn, she was fair game. Second error of the game committed by Neshannock. And a leadoff batter on base yet again. And the dangerous Grace Zeppelin just hit her first home run of the season. First one inside for ball 1. Coach Duddy giving the call from third base. This one again, roped foul down the first baseline, but out of play. Count even at 1-1. This one grounder towards short. Erlen Nogue to Giordano at second for one. Throw to first, not in time. Fielder's choice will retire Miles for the first out of the inning. And Alexander Herr will now come to the plate with one down. Good comeback there from Fry, Jim, after leadoff batter gets on base on an error. Throw strikes and get a ground out.
Yeah, you can't rattle with these pitchers too much, I'll tell you, James.
It's been fun to watch here today as Alexander Herr, a .417 hitter on the season, fouls back the first pitch for strike one. Fry with 9 strikeouts, Boyd on the other side with 12. Pitchers have been dealing. Plenty of hits out there as well, though. This one fouled back. Our producer, Rachel Bowen, definitely did not flinch at that one.
Still no bullpen activity, nobody's throwing, so both coaches apparently happy and satisfied with the way their throwers are working today.
Content to let their number ones continue through this game. 0-2, this one's popped up towards the Neshannock dugout, and it will find its way out of play.
I think, James, a lot of times there's a lot to be said for that from a pitcher's psyche. If you have that confidence exhibited in you by your coach, that means a lot. And that can change a pitcher's entire outlook and the way she continues to throw the game.
One down to the top of the 6th inning. Zeppelin running at first. Another one fouled back to the screen. It's one of the reasons you keep track of the balls and strikes and all the pitches thrown, Jim. That's 19 now. 19 foul balls with 2 strikes. As the umpires making their way down to the Neshannock game. Big shout out to Ricky Gabriel. All that he does to help us out here with the Lawrence County SportsNet. This one, a little spinner. Good barehanded play by Giordano. And a flip to first base to get the out. And a good job, too, running the bases by Zeppelin to make sure she avoided the contact. We've seen some great defense today, Jim, haven't we?
Oh, you're not kidding. Defense, offense, pitching, hitting. Seen a couple prime examples of going the opposite way with those home runs. Studious, concentrated hitting, dominant pitchers. I haven't seen either one of these pitchers shaken today.
Coming right in with a first pitch strike there to Eva Kuth is the freshman Addie Fry. And I'll tell you what, in softball, as a freshman or a sophomore especially, you grow up in a hurry in that circle. Misses away. And why is it so much, Jim, that they can go 3 or 4 years without having any pitchers coming through a class, and then someone who then is a freshman has to pitch immediately, but not only pitches, but is a dominant pitcher?
I don't know, James. I don't know if it's just a matter of the normal cycling of things. You would expect just the opposite. You would expect that once you get a continuum of girls going in, it creates interest in the next 3 or 4 grades below. And really, they have to start off so young, though, too.
Yeah.
You're really not going to be that dominant of a pitcher if you're not starting until 9th grade.
Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 10 for Fry, and it leaves a runner stranded in scoring position. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Neshannock holding a 4-3 lead over Laurel here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
We thank our friends at the Red Zone, providing us with our shirts and sweatshirts, as well as the Play of the Game and Player of the Game t-shirts that we will be awarding at the end of this one. And, Jim, we're going to have plenty of choices to make there in terms of our LCAP Player of the Game and our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game.
You know, the only thing that's bad about that is there have been so many spectacular plays and so many girls playing such a heck of a ball game today. You'd like to be able to recognize them all.
Jaden Malaysia, who was pinch hit for in the last at bat, has re-entered. She will lead off the inning. Malaysia, and then top of the order, Nalia Nogue and Erilyn Nogue. By the way, Kat Nativia did return in right field last inning for Neshannock. Laurel has started with their starting 10 and stayed with it throughout the course of this game, as they've also stayed with both pitchers. Malaysia will step out, step back in. Down at the bottom of the zone, but just a little too low. 1-1 to count. That's the one thing I've learned from doing games over the last few years, Jim, is that it's really tough from up here to judge how high or low a ball enters the strike zone.
It is. It really is.
We won't complain because we got the coverage that we need. And a little warmth up here. The heater now going beneath us. Can't believe I'm saying we need the heater on May the 4th be with you.
From a coach's perspective, though, in that dugout, when you're to the sides, you can see the balls high and low, but you can't see left and right.
Well, take it one way or the other, and we can see that one catches the black on the inside corner for strike 3, and that's the first backwards K of the Baker's dozen that Autumn Boyd now has. And you saw something between the innings there, Jim. The bottom 3 spots in the lineup today for Neshannock, not so pretty.
No, you have 9 at-bats there and, 9 strikeouts.
Nogue will bunt this one right back to the pitcher. Throw to first base. Great play coming off of the rubber by Boyd to get the put out. 1-4 for the second out of the inning. Two down. Erilyn Nogue will now step to the plate. Laurel will take a look ahead to the top of the 7th inning. They'll have 8-9-1 hitters due up in what could be their last chance to try to get a hold back of the section and at least maybe split a section crown. Nogue first pitch swinging. Fouls this one into the bleachers.
Swinging away on this one. No chance of slapping or bunting this time.
Nogue
looks like she's in there to hit the ball.
Yeah, Nogue a little bit more the power hitter of the two between Erilyn and Nalia. 3-point specialist and turning to a full ball player on the basketball court as well for Coach Grabowski. You knew we couldn't go in a Neshannock softball game without giving a shout out to Coach G. This one was fouled off and actually got the hand of our home plate umpire. He'll walk it off. I like this though. As soon as that happens, the catcher goes out to the rubber. The batter goes out to the third base coach. Gives the ump a chance just to catch his breath. And now we'll come back to the action with the count 0-2. Boyd delivers. Upstairs, good hold from Nogue. Great location on that 0-2 pitch there. As a pitcher, what are you trying to do on that with the upstairs pitch, Jeff?
Yes, it was. Well, you're trying to tempt her into taking that pitch, and especially if you put it on the outside and up high, you're trying to tempt her with something that she can't hit if she tries. But that pitch is so hard to lay off of.
1-2, same spot, and she pops this one up into foul territory. Jellyman giving chase, and did she hold on to it? No, she didn't. She was running out of real estate, tried for the basket catch, and could not hang on to it. So the at-bat will be extended.
But again, from the shortstop position all the way to the fence, that Jellyman, she's covering so much ground today.
Yeah, look where she's set up. Actually, you can, on the one camera, you can't even see it because she's behind the pole here, but she's got a long way to go. 1-2, same spot, same result. So this one's going to go and nearly hit a spectator getting ready for the Neshannock Southside baseball game. Remind you, we'll have that one coming up next. Just scroll down on the Trib Live High School Sports Network page or at lcsportsnet.com. Off speed this time, and Another good job by Nogue to lay off of it. 17 RBIs from Maryland on the season. A lot of those knocking her sister in, though. Nalia missed a few games early in the year due to obligations academically, actually. Some FBLA stuff. This one drilled towards center field. Kuth will go over, settle under it in right center, and make the catch for the final out of the inning. The Lancers retired in order for the first time today. And now Laurel with their final chance. When we return, it's the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP.
That was awesome.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Top of the 7th coming your way between Neshannock and Laurel. Lancers holding a 4-3 edge here at lcsportsnet.com. Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. Jim Ferris alongside. I'm James Dotson. Rachel Bowen, our producer. We've had a dandy here at Neshannock High School. Laurel will set up the 8-9-1 hitters, Maine, Brewer, and Boyd with their final chance on what's a packed house, by the way, here at Neshannock to see this game. As first pitch in there for a strike as Maine attempted to bunt for the 3rd time today.
Laurel's dugout now kicking up the enthusiasm.
Scoring to bunt again and offering at it for strike 2. And right now, if you're Laurel, yeah, you just want base runners. Any way you can get them right now.
James, you asked about that high outside pitch. Yeah, that's it.
That's
it's so hard to lay off. If you see it at the level of your eyes, it looks like it's coming right at you, and you just can't get it.
The 0-2, swung on and missed, a 3-pitch strikeout. That's 11 for Addie Fry and a big first out here in the top of the 7th. Alexis Brewer will now step to the plate. Reached on a sacrifice fielder's choice and tried to bunt for a hit in her second at bat. See if she squares again. She will. Swings through it, though.
Brewer's done a great job behind the plate today for Laurel.
Absolutely, she has, and what a great job she's done in stepping in, again, with Becca Valenti, the leadoff hitter, your catcher, your quarterback, out for the year after suffering a wrist injury. Brewer chases this one, counting out 0-2. A great player that you're going to be seeing for a couple more seasons. No balls, 2 strikes. Wheeling and dealing. Natty Deal misses upstairs. Good hold that time. Not chasing his Brewer. Autumn Boyd sitting in the on-deck circle. The 1-2. Squares the bunt and gets a bunt down in fair territory. Newman with the play to first base, and it's off the glove of Giordano and in the outfield. Laurel gets the tying run on base. What a gutsy play to bunt with 2 strikes, Jim, and it paid off.
Yes, it did. Sure does. That's that little bit of unconventional thinking. You catch them off guard. She laid down a perfect bunt there, right down a short bunt along the first baseline. So hard to get to, and then so hard to make that good throw from.
And that brings the top of the order to the plate. Autumn Boyd now represents the go-ahead run, the tying run on base.
Autumn Boyd trying to help her own cause here.
Can't ask for much more than that. Your 2-star phenom young pitchers going at it in the top of the 7th inning in a 1-run game. Deal checks the armband, or Fry does, excuse me. And gets a swing and a miss for strike 2. Addie Deal standing in the on-deck circle, getting the magic cowboy hat, it looks like, farmer's hat.
There you go.
For a little good luck there from Abby Miles. The 0-2, swung on, hit towards right field, settling under it and making the catch is Nativio. Had to deal with the muck out there, is able to withstand it, make the catch, and Laurel down to their final out.
Boyd doing a good job on 2 strikes there to go down and get that pitch and hit it hard and try to put it somewhere in play.
That's all you can ask for, and as a pitcher, all you can ask for is giving a strike and giving your defense a chance to make the play.
So I see the cowboy hat, James, there in the Laurel dugout. I guess that's the equivalent of the Laurel rally cap.
I guess so. Addie Deal hoping that it works, and she's first pitch swinging and fouled down the third baseline and out of play for strike 1. Addie Deal, a walk, a strikeout, and a single, and she has a lot of those right there, a lot of pitches that she's just wasted and fouled off.
She has seen her share of pitches today, that's for sure.
Another one fouled off. Spartans now down to their final strike. This will be the 24th pitch that Addie Deal alone has seen today. No balls, 2 strikes. Section superiority on the line. Drill down the left field line. It's gone if it's fair, but it drifts foul.
She got all of that one.
That got everybody out of their chairs, myself included.
By the way, your chair fell over, James, when you kicked it. When you jumped up. I'll grab it for you.
Count remains 0-2.
Addie's looking to hit this ball.
Another one drilled, this one to right field, and this one's a no-doubter. See you later. Addie Deal, her 4th home run of the year, just gave Laurel a 5-4 lead in the top of the 7th inning.
No doubting that one. That pitch was right there near the strike zone, and she was all over it. She just took advantage of that pitch being right there after she swung the bat hard last time. She put the bat square on the ball there and just took it deep.
So we will have a bottom of the 7th inning. Wow, Jim, what a game we've had a chance to call here today.
James, this has been an offensive, defensive gym.
Oh, my goodness. Now Grace Kissick will come to the plate. Laurel was down to their final strike twice. Now Kissick 0 for 3 today.
Fry right back in attacking the plate again.
Swung on and missed. 0-2 the count. If we look ahead to Neshannock in the bottom of the 7th inning, they will have 3, 4, 5 hitters due up right where you want to be. Fry, Newman, and Quinn. No balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball, foul. We mentioned, what was it? Pitch number 25 and 26.
25 and 26.
Do you see that many pitches in a game, Jim? You're doing something right, and she definitely took advantage.
It's almost like standing in a batting cage by the time you see that many pitchers in the same game. Pitches in the same game from the same pitcher.
Just inside on that attempt. Parad tried to frame it back in.
And there was no doubt. You saw her standing at that plate. She was swinging the bat hard. She was up there to hit something, James.
1-2. Upstairs. 2-2 now the count.
That attitude, when they step in with that attitude that they're going to hit the ball, half the time that's half the battle. Did that sound like a Yogi Berra statement there? I think.
Yeah, yes, it did. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one outside. Count runs full. Kissick at at the plate. Trying to extend the inning even longer. Fisted towards left field, and it's going to fall in front of Malaysia for a 2-out single. The rally continues, and the initiator with that Farmers rally cap, Miss Abby Miles, is going to come to the plate.
I'd like to find out how much credit they give to that rally cowboy hat.
Might have a chance to ask about that later on as we have a pinch runner coming in. That's Emma Jones, who will pinch run for Kissick.
I see a cowboy hat's disappeared now.
Wonder if
someone on the bench back there where we can't see.
Yeah, maybe, or Abby, if she put it away in her bag, saying, I'm going to keep wearing it. She's first pitch swinging. She wanted to put that one on the Mitchell Road. Strike one. She's reached base twice today and scored a run. 2 down, top of the 7th. This one upstairs. Laurel with 2 runs in the inning. Addie Deal down to their final strike. The real deal with her 2-run home run. Foul back. Count now 1-2. Again, the Neshannock will have 3, 4, 5. Fry, Newman, and Quinn coming up. Swung on and missed. Ends the inning. Damage done yet again, though. Laurel with 2 runs on a mammoth of a home run from Addie Deal. Gives the Spartans the 5-4 lead heading to the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll keep it right here on Lawrence County SportsNet. Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. We're waiting all day for you to be able to make the the fun statement. We'll let Jim make that here in a moment, as we'll keep it right here with Fry, Newman, and Quinn due up. Special guest coming up there. We didn't get a chance to poke any fun at him, though, Jim.
That's what I was trying to get him on the radio here for a little bit.
We've had too exciting of a game. Thank you, Ray Lombardo, for saying hey. And Chris is his nephew coaching first base for Laurel, and he knew it was gone as soon as it went off the bat of Addie Deal, your go-ahead home run. And now let's see if Neshannock can answer yet again. They had the answer in Gabby Quinn. She had the go-ahead home run back in the bottom of the 5th inning. She's due up this inning again, Jim.
Yes,
Might we see some more heroics in this one?
I don't think this game's over yet, James. Both teams here just battling like crazy. Like you said, what an exciting game.
Number 4 versus number 5 in the Trib Live High School Sports Network rankings. Exactly the game you expected to see here today. First pitch in there for strike 1 to Addie Fry. 0 for 2, was hit by a pitch and scored a run in her first at bat today. I mean, again, if you're Neshannock, you're just looking for base runners right now. The 0-1 from Autumn Boyd is popped foul, back and out of play. Count now 0-2. And both these pitchers working ahead so well today, Jim.
Yeah, so many pitches they've thrown. They're still up at the plate, swinging their bats hard. These two have both worked hard today.
Fry has thrown 137 pitches. Boyd now at 118 on this 0-2. Misses upstairs. We talked about potential nominees during the break of our Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game and our LCAP Player of the Game. Not sure either one is decided yet. 1-2. Little screwball in the outside corner. Ground ball to second base, and Zeppelin flips it over to first for the huge first out of the inning.
Fry did a good job of going down and putting the bat on the ball there, as that ball was tailing away pretty good.
That brings up the dangerous Hunter Newman, 1 for 3 today. Came in hitting over 700 on the season. 9 extra base hits. She'd love to get another one of those right now. She swings like it and pops it foul down the first baseline and out of play. Well, we have a moment, and only because he's within earshot, thanks to Mr. Ed Fry, co-athletic director here at Neshannock High School. No thanks to Mr. Passarelli. He doesn't do anything for us. He's also within earshot. 0-1 misses upstairs. Count even at 1-1. Newman with 3 hard ground balls in her 3 plate appearances today. Gabby Quinn with the other 3 RBIs. Standing in the on-deck circle. 1-1 pitch misses downstairs.
Nice pitch she threw there. Nice pitch.
Trying to induce another one of those ground balls.
That pitch just off the lower outside corner.
We've hit the 2-hour mark in this game, and it's been worth every second. 3-1 now the count. Hitters count here, Jim. What are you looking for if you're Newman?
If I'm Newman, I'm looking for the ball in the strike zone. Gotta be. I'd rather try to lay off of it than.
She did maybe chase one a little upstairs.
A little upstairs. Again, that high pitch. I don't know if that was a riser. It looked like it was just thrown upstairs.
Count now full. That's the beauty of it, though. You take a hack, you still have another pitch coming to you.
You can't hit the ball if you don't swing, James.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Trop down third base, and it will trickle foul. Count remains full.
If you look back through the book, you can see how many first pitch strikes. And it's a shame to see people lay off those so often. So many times that's the best pitch you're going to see as a batter. With that pitcher trying to get ahead in the count to every batter quickly.
Payoff pitch popped up in the foul territory towards the Neshannock dugout, running out of room, and she held on to it in play. What a catch by Alexis Grua. Running out of real estate by the Neshannock dugout and made the catch before she got onto the cement and out of play. The ball was out of play, but her feet were in play. And they're actually going to have the home plate umpire come over and check and see where she is. If it's a straight line, all she has to have is 1 foot in play, Jim, and I think she definitely had 1, maybe even 2. I think that's an NFL catch.
It looked like it to me, James. I'd be surprised if that gets overturned.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Coach Lash is asking for clarification of what the out of bounds is. And here's the thing, too. There's no painted line over there. So that's, at that point, umpire's discretion. Be a lot easier to tell if there was.
Boy, the hustle that Brewers showed today. Again, just with that play like that, stepping in for Valeni like you spoke about earlier, and the hustle she shows.
Glad to see it pay off on that play for sure. Now Neshannock down to their final out. First pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. Gabby Quinn, what a day she's had. A 2 RBI double in the first, sacrifice reach on an error in the third, and a solo shot opposite field power in the 5th.
Big shot, a big shot.
This one catches the inside corner for strike 1, evens the count at 1-1. That's been there all game. .447 hitter on the year. Pops this one back. Now Neshannock down to their final strike. Freshman Gabby Quinn. In the box, Autumn Boyd. In the circle. Good hold at the plate by Quinn. Everybody takes a big exhale after that pitch.
It's called a collective gasp.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Boyd delivers. Downstairs for ball 3. Quinn was ready to head down to first, but she'll step back into the box. With the payoff pitch coming, gets a little chuckle from Coach Nogue at third, steps back in the box. Boyd winds and delivers. The payoff pitch. Misses inside. The tying run's on base. A 2-out walk. Quinn's been on base 4 times.
Probably a smart move on Laurel's part to not really lay anything down the middle for Quinn. Quinn's bat being hot. If she chases something and gets it, you tip your hat to her.
Well, Quinn with 8 stolen bases on the year. Jim, be surprised if she's off and running here. But Gabby Parad at the dish. First pitch swinging is Parad, and it's fouled back and out of play.
I agree with you, James. You don't want to make that third odd here, getting caught stealing at a base.
But that's the way Neshannock has played. Again, over 90 stolen bases on the year, 3 of them today.
Some lightning fast speed on this team.
Yeah, if you play your game, that's how you play it. This one, ground ball, base hit.
Heck of a stroke there.
Big swing from Gabby Parad, but because she was free swinging on the first 2 pitches, no chance to even try to steal Gabby Quinn. If she had stolen second, probably would have scored on that play.
Very possibly. Would have been close.
But you can't predict that. You got to swing at the pitches you need to swing at. Parad will go to the bench. Courtesy runner Aubrey Ragone out to first base. We'll have another Pontius Insurance trip to the mound. And Ali Giordano will step to the plate looking to get a huge red zone RBI. Haven't had a chance to talk much about our friends at the red zone. Let's give them a shout out right now. Make sure you stop by the red zone. Just a few minutes up the road here on Wilmington Road. All of your county sporting apparel needs, whether it's custom goods, embroidery, apparel, and more. They got them all. Check it out. Find them on Facebook. Search The Red Zone, and you too can score big at the Red Zone. Runners on first and second with 2 down.
And Boyd has dominated this matchup today with Nativio.
Giordano, first pitch swinging, base hit to right field. This is going to tie the game. Ball bobbled in the outfield. Is going to allow runners to go to first and third. Ali Giordano, you just said it, Jim, has struggled at the bottom of the order. They all have all day. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, 0 for 3, each with 3 strikeouts. Giordano gets the RBI single. We're not done yet. Kat Nativio now to the plate.
I apologize there, James. I was the wrong spot in the lineup, but yes.
You were a step ahead of us.
Yeah.
Well, how about that for confidence? You strike out 3 times in the game. Up there, first pitch swinging.
Take that opposite field line drive, hard line drive.
That's our 11th RBI of this, 14th RBI of the season. Now Nativio with the winning run just 60 feet away. Nativio 0 for 2. First pitch in there for a strike on the inside corner.
Boyd attacking that same location. Still showing all the confidence in the world here on the mound.
What a ball game we've had. What a ball game. Swung on and missed. Runner will take second without a throw. That one doesn't matter much. Count now 0-2. Nativio, a .375 hitter on the season. Swung on and missed. Autumn Boyd able to work out of it. But we got free softball coming. Why not? Tied at 5. Extra innings when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet. Powered by LCAP.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
When When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by.
Extra innings and first pitch in extra innings will be a flare single by Grace Zeppelin as she's on base for the 3rd time today, and just like that, leadoff runner on yet again. We've been blessed with an incredible game today. Zeppelin had the 2-run homer back in the 4th. Tied the game up at that point. Now she's on first base, and she'll be moved to second base potentially. Had a chance maybe for second, but Fry will take the sure out at first base. Sacrifice works to perfection to get the first out of the inning. Sacrifice 1-4. That'll bring Eva Kuth to the plate as Laurel free swinging. That one misses upstairs for ball 1. Jim, we can finally take a breath here and just talk about what an incredible game this has been. Such back and forth action. So much fun.
Boy, it sure has. Again, we've said it before earlier today.
Squaring to bunt, and this one's bunted foul down the first base line.
Both pitchers still pushing hard in this game. Neither one making any real mistakes. The hitter's on target. Seen some big hits today, some hard hit balls, and a lot of battling going on. And pretty good defense all the way around.
1-1 over the outside corner, called strike 2. And only fitting that we get Jim Ferris on for our first full softball game of the year, and it goes in extra innings, as it should. Drilled down the first base line, but foul. Tally continues. That's 22 now. 22 two-strike foul balls from Laurel today. Neither team wants to give in this battle for first place.
What is Fry's pitch count up to?
It's up there. Swung on and missed. The strikeout count is now up to 13.
13 strikeouts. Got to be 130? 100 and...
Check as we refresh and as Maddie Main steps into the batter's box. Fry's at 144.
144.
Boyd at 138. Bunted foul for strike 1 to Maddie Main.
Again, we said it earlier, a lot of pitches on a day like this. It's a little bit chilly outside. A lot of pitches sometimes can help a pitcher. Takes a while to get warm, if you can stay warm.
Oh, this is a lot more entertaining than another high pitch affair that we had to witness. We didn't have the broadcast of the game, but there was a final score 30-0 in a game earlier this week. Or that was early last week, I should say. 181 pitches thrown by a pitcher with 21 walks.
Wow.
This one misses just outside, count 1 and 2. Now, it sounded like the scenario there was that the normal starting pitcher was unavailable, not in the dugout that day. And again, a lot of teams at 1A baseball, 2A baseball, except this is baseball, it's softball, 1A and 2A softball, struggle to have that secondary pitcher. Strike 3, make it a 14 strikeout performance, and now the Lancers will have a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Don't go anywhere. Back in a moment. It's the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Trib Live High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
In workers' compensation, my clients are oftentimes not receiving their wage loss. They're not receiving their medical expenses. LGKG, they come to us so that we can put them in a position to pay their bills. If we're keeping our promises, our clients are getting the justice they deserve.
9-1-2 hitters due up for Neshannock. Bottom of the 8th inning. Laurel with a 2-run home run to take a lead from Addie Deal. In the top of the 7th, Neshannock responds with an RBI single from Allie Giordano to tie it up in the bottom of the 7th. Now it's Malaysia and the Nogue sisters due up for the Lady Lancers.
Just like you said last inning, James, another place in the lineup you want to be.
9-1-2, you got your second leadoff hitter coming up. Malaysia hitting 188 coming into this game. 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Right now, though, you're not worried about that. You're just worried about getting the bat on the ball. Get on base. Swings through that offering, evens the count at 1-1. That was pitch number 140 from Autumn Boyd. Giving up 5 earned runs, squaring the bunt, gets a piece of it, but it goes back to the screen. Count now 1-2.
Boyd, just like Fry, neither one showing any signs of tiredness yet.
With Ed Fry up here, never got a chance to ask. Any relation? No relation to Addie Fry. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Misses inside, count even at 2-2. Boyd, who had given up 3 earned runs all year, 5 earned runs on the scoreboard here today.
I would expect Boyd to be attacking her here with this pitch.
The 2-2 does and gets the strikeout. That's 15 strikeouts for Autumn Boyd. Now top of the order up, Nalia Nogue, 1 for 3.
The speedster at the plate.
Infield hit. Was retired on a bunt in her 2 balls put in play. Also has a walk and a strikeout. First pitch on the outside corner. Beautiful spot for strike 1. 5th time through the lineup. What surprises do we have in store? The 0-1. Chops, little check swing towards short, and she's going to make it in plenty of time at first base.
She got there with time to have a cup of coffee before that ball arrived. It's a pleasure watching her speed, James. And I would definitely be stealing her here if I was the coach, but we'll see what happens.
Well, and I think, Jim, you're also saying it'd be a pleasure to have that amount of speed.
Yeah.
Jim never had half that speed. Now, Erilyn Nogue up there, and she is first pitch taking, and they're not even going to try to throw her out.
Probably a smart move.
In 2 games, that is 7 stolen bases for Nalia Nogue. That first pitch missed outside for a ball to Erilyn. That's the winning run at second base. Erilyn looks to bunt. She puts one down, and it's in play, and you're not going to get her either. No chance. Back-to-back infield singles for the Nogues.
What a beautiful bunt. Laid that thing right down far enough away in front of the catcher. The catcher couldn't just reach down and grab it. Ball sort of died near the line. And with the speed of those Nogue sisters, there was no contesting it.
How about this? Addie Fry, the freshman, at the plate with a chance to end it. Time asked for by Alexis Brewer, the catcher. First pitch drilled to deep center field. See you later! A walk-off 3-run home run for Addie Fry in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And that was a heck of a shot again. That might be the biggest one we've seen yet today. That ball was just crushed. Straight out, almost to dead center field.
Final score, Neshannock 8, Laurel 5 in extra innings. We'll take a break, come back and recap it all when we return at the Tri-County Principals postgame show when we return on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between, let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game. Stand out and then we'll come back. Well,
it sure doesn't. It sure doesn't.
That's the kind of game you're going to get. You're coming back a lot more.
I thought we were back on when you said that.
It's the Tri-County Principals postgame show here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Extra innings, Neshannock 8, Laurel 5. The Lady Lancers remain undefeated on the year. The walk-off home run, a 3-run shot for Addie Fry.
James, what an exciting game.
What a game.
Unbelievable.
This was. Absolutely incredible. Glad we could be a part of it here at lcsportsnet.com. Let's recap it here real quick. Neshannock with 3 runs in that bottom of the first inning. An RBI ground out from Hunter Newman with the bases loaded. Then Gabby Quinn with a 2 RBI double. Keep that name in mind. You're going to hear it a few more times. Made it 3-0 Neshannock. Laurel chipping away. A single by Maddie Main in the 3rd inning. Scores on a fielder's choice by Autumn Boyd. Made it 3-1. And then Grace Zeppelin with a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, tying the game at 3. Neshannock would respond in the bottom of the 5th inning. A solo shot, opposite field power for Gabby Quinn. Yes, Gabby Quinn yet again, 3 RBIs on the day for her. Gave Neshannock the lead back that point, a score of 4-3. And it looked like it was going to be smooth sailing the rest of the way. But then down to their last strike, Addie Deal hits one for a home run that's foul, just foul down the 3rd baseline. Next pitch turns on one and puts it into the parking lot to take a 4-3 deficit into a 5-4 advantage.
I think she hit the bus.
She may have hit the bus, so she's got to pay the damages for that. And then that made it 5-4. Neshannock in the bottom of the 7th inning. First 2 batters are retired. Quinn draws a full count walk to get on base. Gabby Perrod singles, makes it 1st and 2nd. Allie Giordano, who at this point is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, gets a base hit, the RBI single scoring Quinn, making it a tie ball game 5-5. Then in extra innings, a 1-out infield single for Nalia Nogue. She steals 2nd. Erilyn Nogue bunts for a hit, makes it runners on the corners, and the first pitch Addie Fry sees, puts it onto the football field for an 8-5 victory here today. Neshannock 8 runs on 11 hits. Laurel 5 runs on 6 hits. just a fun, incredible ball game here today, Jim.
Addie Fry's last home run there to win the game was one of the hardest hit home run balls I've ever seen in this game. That ball, she just crushed it. It was what do you used to call them? The frozen rope?
That's a frozen rope.
The frozen rope. That ball just continued climbing and just got over the fence with authority. What an exciting game. Both sides. Listen, the players on both sides, the pitchers were just exceptional on both sides of this field. And for the offense to be produced that was as good as these pitchers were today is just a testament to the hitting on both teams. They were just fantastic today.
It was a lot of fun to watch. We have a couple of final pieces of information we got to give out. We got to give out our LCAP Player of the Game award. And our LCAP Player of the Game on base 4 times today. How can we go wrong with Gabby Quinn? 3 RBIs, a double, and a home run in the contest, and also 2 runs scored. She is our Lawrence County Community Action Partnership Player of the Game. Gabby Quinn will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of being named tonight's LCAP Player of the Game, and you can view the full list of players by going to lcsportsnet.com and click on Player of the Game. Congratulations to freshman Gabby Quinn, your LCAP Player of the Game. LCAP changing lives, and let's go from one freshman to another. How can you not go wrong? You have a walk-off 3-run home run, your Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game, going to Addie Fry of Neshannock. Maley Chiropractic and the Lawrence County SportsNet proud to honor Addie Fry for tonight's Play of the Game award. She will receive a customized T-shirt courtesy of the Red Zone in recognition of tonight's Play of the Game, and video of that walk-off home run may also be featured on the Trib Live High School Sports Network's standout platform on Twitter and Instagram. Congratulations again, Addie Fry, tonight's Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game. Let Maley Chiropractic keep you in the game. Real quick, Mr. Jim Ferris, some final thoughts from you here on your inaugural game. You're coming back for more if these are the kind of games we're going to get, by the way.
Listen, it'd be my pleasure. This was a lot of fun today. I'm really honored. I'm pleased that you asked me to be here today. It's fun being around the game again. I couldn't have asked for a better game to watch. What an exciting game. For having been a while since I've seen a game and the season just starting up again now, this is as good as it gets. And again, I don't want to reiterate too many times, but all aspects of the game, the pitchers were great to watch. The offense was phenomenal. Defenses were good. Coaching was wonderful. Just a great group of 2 teams here today. And this is what you want a game to be, James. Every time you watch a game, this is what you want it to be. But congratulations to Gabby Quinn and to Addie Fry on their performances, as well as everybody else involved here. And we'll be looking forward to the next game.
Yeah, I mean, we got to go, mention real quick, Addie Deal with that 2-run home run. She was on base 3 times today for Laurel. You have Grace Zeppelin, who was on base 3 times today. She had a 2-run home run as well. It would not surprise me if these 2 teams end up meeting each other at some point again down the stretch this season, would it not?
No, I agree with you 100%. Neither one of these teams is going away anywhere. They're both quality teams, quality pitching, quality hitting. We will be seeing them.
And we will be seeing you very soon, yet again, on the Lawrence County SportsNet powered by LCAP. Thanks again, everybody here at Neshannock High School, to both Coach Jackie Lash of Neshannock and Coach Frank Duddy of Laurel. Thanks to all of our fantastic sponsors for all that they do for us. Your producer today, Rachel Bowen. Jim Ferris joining us here at lcsportsnet.com. I'm James Dotson signing off and saying tune in right next door to the Neshannock baseball team doing battle with Southside. Right here, just like you watched this one on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP. Have a great night, everyone. This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP.